Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Jamie here today with Dylan. AEW Dynamite, January the 25th, 2023. Better card than last week, but the main news tonight, we got Mark Briscoe wrestling because now apparently the Briscoes are allowed on TV. But, you know, it should have happened months ago, but at least it's happening
Briscoe.
now. Yeah, one Briscoe, but at least, you know, they could probably show footage as well, finally.
Did you see better match card than last week?
Yeah, I mean, that's not saying much, but last week's match card, oh my, they did a good rating as well. They did like 900,000 last week, and I'm like, for that match card, what?
Glue it, mate. Glue it.
Like, tonight at least, like, what, we've got a title match, we've got Mark Briscoe wrestling. I guess the rest of it doesn't really matter, I guess.
Acclaimed.
Yeah, but that's a segment though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's gonna draw ratings, you know what I mean?
True.
So,
But in terms of, like, overall story, like, what's... Apart from the Acclaimed, and I guess Bryan Danielson, and I guess Jericho and Ricky Starks, even though it's shit, but it's still a story. Like, there's no other story going on here. We'll talk about the women's match later. That's been changed, so that don't make any sense either, because now it's one-on-one. So...
I'm so annoyed about that fucking women's match. No idea. The concept that they're trying to do, and then, oh, let's do this. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So we'll start off. I don't know what the match card's going to be. I don't know if they're going to start with Mark Briscoe or they're going to end with him. But I got Bryan Danielson versus Brian Cage to start off because, you know.
I'd assume you start with that, but maybe Jericho's ego wants to go first.
Yeah, that could happen as well. Maybe.
Because I've assumed. I think the last couple of times I thought Brian would start off, but he hasn't had it.
No, that's what I'm thinking tonight. He might.
Yeah, no, because Jericho was started off last week, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I think Jericho will start again this week. He wants to be that first.
Yeah,
he wants to be.
Big Bang.
He wants to, you know, quote unquote, get that, you know, that first million views, which it doesn't make sense because like half these people are tuning out by the time you've gone. They just
it drops 300,000 people. It's like, you know, why would you? I don't know. But yeah, this match here, it's Bryan versus Bryan. Obviously, the story is MJF. I mean, Bryan has to win every match to become '1 contender.
Yeah, so what, like the 8th?
Next week? Is it next week or the 2 weeks? No. 2 weeks, I guess.
Let me check.
I think it might be 2 weeks. It was the 8th of February, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, yeah.
So he's got 2 more opponents after tonight, because obviously he's going to win tonight. He's not going to lose to Brian Cage of all people. So.
No, but like I do also think it's sort of ridiculous that he's doing this whole thing.
Yeah, it's disguised as what? Tony Khan picking the opponents or whatever, but still, it's like...
It's like, okay, you've got to win so many matches, and it's like, is it the wins? Because then it's like, because Tony said it's not about the wins, is it?
No, it's the quality. Yeah.
So even if Bryan loses, does he actually like go down the rankings, or if he goes on a good match, you know, the quality is good, does he technically then increase in rankings because of that? Like, this is where Tony's gone and fucked himself in the foot. I forget.
I just googled that the last time they updated the rankings was August.
Oh, I don't think anyone fucking cares, I guess.
No, I was going to say who's number 1 right now then, but apparently we can't find out.
Yeah, but who was number 1 in August?
Let's have a look. South far back, CM Punk was number 1 in August. John Moxley was champion, Wardlow.
Wait. Yeah, because the quality matches that Punk has given, like, has anyone topped that since?
No, not really.
And yeah, so he should be number 1. He's given us the best matches this year. I can't feel like
now technically.
It's, right, yeah. Well, I'm trying to think, like, he's really given us the best matches in terms of story as well. Punk.
Yeah, Punk. Since Punk, like, what's the big story been? I guess. Well, you have to say MJF because he's had like 1 match, hasn't he? I think.
No, he's had more than that. Cause...
Has he? I'm not counting the Utah match.
What do you mean not count the Utah match? Then what are you counting?
I mean a big match, like when he beat Moxley.
I thought you were talking about him wrestling in general.
But even in wrestling in general, it's rare,
it's becoming that kind of thing that I hate about Bray Wyatt, is where it's just all talk.
Yeah, sure. At least MJF's actually, yeah. Bray Wyatt's
at least MJF doesn't take 6 weeks to get to the fucking ring.
True.
You know what
I mean, I'm a big Bray Wyatt supporter, but I 100% agree. Like, he should have had a match by now. It's been, what, 3-4 months or something like that.
And what's in I don't really want to get into this.
We'll talk about that on Saturday on the Raw Rumble.
We'll talk about it on Saturday.
Yeah.
I have thoughts on this, and Nathan, he's gonna have his opinions.
But yeah, back to this whole Bryan Danielson. It's going to lead to him facing. We already know it's an hour Iron Man match at Revolution. So, that pay per view is going to be so long, man. So long. And it's on a Sunday as well.
I thought it was a Saturday.
No, he's moved it again. He can't make his mind up, can he?
See, I would have. Well, I wouldn't have watched it live, but it would have been nice to watch it on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, true. It's easier, isn't it?
You know what I mean? During the day, because Sunday's a bit dry anyway. But
it's like we said the other week. Like right now, realistically, there's nothing really. Revolution. Like obviously, it's still 2 months away. But right now, even if you was booking, like what matches could you do right now? Really? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like, what are you booking with the tag team division? You know what I mean? Because FTR are out of the runnings apparently. Like,
yeah, apparently they're gone. I think.
So for some reason, you've not asked them to like go. Well, we're building a big storyline between you and the Gun Club.
The Guns. Yeah.
That's really big. That's really good. That's really popping off. Your matches are really good. The crowd are loving both of you. Let's will you at least stay and see through that? You know what I mean? Tony clearly can't, because it's not. I don't think it's FTR saying no. We're done with.
No, I think Dax is injured. I think that's part of it from the dog collar match. But even then, I don't think I'd just be like a few weeks off, wouldn't it, or something like that. It wouldn't be like
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, then Dax, you take your time. You take your time. But what you do, Cash? We can do a singles run for you. You know what I mean? Like keep you in the mind. Because that's what I think. That's what I created. That's what genius.
I don't think Cash wants to be, because if you think about it, Dax seems to be the guy who always does the single matches. I don't think Cash is really.
What I'm thinking is like I'd bring it to Cash. I think let's give you a good like singles run for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Then when we get that clear that Dax wants to come back, we'll start letting you lose. You know what I mean? You're getting overrun. You're getting beat. You know what I mean? You're outnumbered.
Do you remember FTR versus the Guns? Did the Guns win, or did FTR win?
The Guns win, yeah.
They won. So maybe that's the end of the story. Maybe that's literally going to be it.
Maybe, yeah. But like, my idea is like you should have Cash though, building a good singles run, and then it gets to that point where he's getting outnumbered when Dax is ready to come in, and in that pivotal moment in a match, where someone's attacking Dax from backstage, that's when, Cash is getting attacked in the ring. He's about to win, like the TNT title or the All Atlantic Championship or whatever. Or he's winning the big match of the feud or whatever. That's when you have Dax come in, give him the save, and wow, FTR back together at pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
well,
true.
That's what I do. That's what I do, because I think that would be a good idea.
Mm.
But then you build up Dax, and you build this idea of like when is Cash coming back? You know what I mean? But you build up Cash, and you're like, when's Dax coming back? You have that the commentators bringing them up all the time. You know what I mean?
That would be a good build.
Then FTR, the team, are still in a sense in the public eye. It's very hard when you come back and you're not like it would be easy for FTR to just come back out of nowhere, because fans actually do like and enjoy their work.
True.
It's very hard for like anyone who hasn't got that big pop, or who's in the middle of their big pop, who hasn't fully like ingratiated themselves into the fans to a point where like they'll cheer you when you come back after 6 months. Whereas FTR, that will happen, but you want to do something with them at least. You can't rely on the fans, caring enough all the time. You'll have the fans.
Yeah, even before they were injured, like how many weeks we were asking, where's FTR? So clearly, it all goes back to the EVPs. It really does.
It all goes back to this idea, like Dax is always saying, like, Tony Khan's got this plan, he's told us, and we agreed to it. Like, then what is it? It's like you've not. It doesn't seem like anything's come about of it, really.
Yeah, I still want to know what the big plan was. Why they didn't do FTR versus the Young Bucks? What was the big plan? Why they didn't do that? For them to win the trios belts with Kenny? Is that the whole reason why? It's like, what? Don't make any sense. But yeah, moving on to the next match, we got the women. It's not a triple threat anymore. Britt Baker's out, apparently she's injured, so it's Toni Storm versus Ruby Soho.
That was a triple threat match. I only saw it as Toni Storm versus Ruby Soho.
Yeah, it was going to be a triple threat, but they announced it out. Britt's out.
I remember seeing that match card ages ago, and I might be wrong.
Yeah,
I am often wrong. I am often wrong, though.
So it's Toni Storm versus Ruby, both from WWE. They're not homegrown talent,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
this story don't
that
make
was
any
so
sense.
stupid. And let's take on these homegrown AEW girls. And then I'm looking at Kaharu Shida like, aren't you one of AEW's homegrown girls, realistically? You know what I mean? Ruby isn't. Well, she isn't, but she is in a sense because she's getting a bigger
she
pop
isn't
here.
though. Yeah, she's getting a bigger pop, but she's still from WWE.
Yeah. True that. But like, it's like then who else like in terms of like AEW homegrown talent have you got in the women's division? Can you count them on one hand? Because if you can count them on one hand, then you're not building a great women's division in terms of your own talent. You're just picking up like Paige is not Paige Soraya. That's just not
Whatever.
doing it for me.
No.
So putting her with Toni.
Like Jim Cornette said, she came in as this returning babyface from years of injury, and within 2 months she's been turned heel. It's like what?
Well, I guess I can understand why they've done it. It's because the crowd weren't loving her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a good return, really, was it? It was like
No, but like it's like you got to do what you got to do in the set. Like, okay, we're bringing her back as a big babyface. The crowd don't love it. Let's change it to a heel so we can use that. They haven't done it well.
It goes back to Booker of the Year, though, doesn't it? Like,
Well, like Triple H said, this book is shit easy.
What was the first line she said when she came in? Your name rhymes with shit or something like that. It's like, that was a great start.
Britt, your name rhymes with shit.
Wow. Real likable. But yeah, this whole
you
story.
can tell you've not been in ring long because your mic skills are tight.
The Glue Eaters are already booking Blood and Guts, like I said last week. They want the AEW originals versus the homegrown. Oh, what is it? The originals versus what do you even call the WWE people?
Not originals.
Whatever.
I don't know, because
the superstars. I don't know.
No, the sports entertainers.
The sports. Oh yeah, but then Jericho's like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, but that brings Jericho into it, doesn't it? Jericho's like, yeah, I'd love to do this. Yeah.
No, speaking of Jericho, he did an interview today, and he's starting talking about Swerve Strickland. He's saying whenever Swerve's on TV, the ratings go up. So I read that and I was like, well, Jericho's finding his new target, isn't he? That's going to be his next feud. Once he beats Ricky Starks or whatever, when that feud does
he's going to be taking on the living legend.
The living legend. And he's already got his feud going as well, hasn't he, with his faction? He's already got those 2 big guys, so... you can just tell Jericho, man.
What was that guy's name? I forgot his name. I loved him from All-American Thingy. He was Dan
Lambert.
Dan Lambert. I literally just saw a clip on YouTube Shorts of him in the interview. And they're like, oh, Chris Jericho's great, isn't he? He's doing great. They're like, yeah. Dan Lambert's agreeing. I'm like, how old is this clip? I'm like looking at it, it's only like I think a few weeks ago, like, oh my god, I can't believe Dan Lambert's actually saying Chris Jericho's doing really great right now. Like he has like.
Well, yeah, but Dan also is a heel, isn't it? So it's like when MJF says like shit.
Yeah, but I don't think he's kayfabe.
I don't know.
He wasn't like kayfabe because he's not been on the promotion for ages, has it? He's doing something else, which I really, really hope they bring him back for something. But they need to bring him back with someone good. You know what I mean? They need to bring him back with I bring him back like Brian Cage. Like put him with Brian Cage or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know about Brian Cage. I don't see much of a, you won't put him with someone who has a future, really, don't you? Know what I mean?
Brian Cage has a future. He's got the bill, hasn't he?
He's got the. That's it. That's all he's got, though. He's just got the bill.
I know, but you put him with Dan Lambert, he'll start learning the mic skills, and then some of the intricates of storytelling would hopefully start building up there. But then you say, yeah, but Jake the Snake's not going to be around for long. That's the issue.
What is the issue with Lance? Why is he not being used? Because if it's just Jake has health issues, then it's like, well, just break him up then.
Yeah, I can understand why Lance has been loyal to Jake, but I doubt Jake wants to be like, I don't want to hold your career back, mate.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
We can all once I'm better, and we can always figure out something else. You know what I mean? I don't think Jake's betting on AEW to be his retirement plan. He's doing it for the love of the game, isn't it?
True. Yeah. But yeah, back to this match. I'm gonna say Ruby Soho wins. Not like it matters anyway, but
I don't think anyone cares. It's the only fucking women's match.
Yeah, one women's match per show. Moving on, we got the Acclaimed and the Guns inside the Family Therapy. And my prediction is I think they're going to turn the Guns face again, because you can't have Billy Gunn turn again. We've already seen this, so,
Yeah, I know. do it. Fucking do it. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, because you can
But
span
then-
it out a few weeks, can't you? Where they're slowly, regaining the trust or whatever. It's not just gonna be like, oh, we shake hands
Yeah,
and we're
but then it
friends
becomes
again.
out like, when do you want to put the belts off of the Acclaimed onto the Guns? Because you know that has to happen at some point in the near future, and it
You
has to.
think that would be, but I don't know.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, because why would you have the Acclaimed, like the Guns, like teaming up with the Acclaimed when they also want to be the champions? I mean, does this lead to like the second tag team belt division for some reason? Like WWE has like the Raw, the SmackDowns, but they're both on the Usos, which causes the major issue of their tag team problems.
Yo, John, welcome to the stream. We're doing good. How are you, mate? But Dylan, I just had an idea. I'm looking at this. There's 5 people here, right? How many people are inside Jericho's group? Males, that is.
I'm walking away from you.
Jericho loves sucking off the young. Let me rephrase that. Jericho loves sucking the talent from the young wrestlers. He's a vampire.
All right, so what you're saying? You got Billy versus Chris. They're both in like their 50s.
2.0.
2.0. Sammy
Garcia. Oh yeah. Jake don't need to wrestle. I don't think really, does he? Jake could just be,
I don't know what's Keith Lee doing at the moment.
I don't know. It's that big black hole of booking. People just go into it and they've not been seen for ages.
Because like again, like why are you not using Keith Lee? Like, is it? And do you want Keith Lee to be going into a group faction just because you've got nothing to do with him, and then you're gonna throw him up against fucking Chris Jericho? But then Jericho's already got his eyes set on like Swerve Strickland, so I'm surprised he's not tried to work with the Acclaimed, because he must have seen them popping off.
True, but my question is, when are they going to take part of H? Because I want to see Samoa Joe, and right now it seems like we're not going to see Samoa Joe until ROH does something. So it's like,
but I don't want to have to pay a subscription service for one wrestler. Like, I love Joe, but like it's a production. It's all one show. It's not like, oh, we're doing it on Fight TV. If you subscribe, then I can like watch past AEW matches. And
true.
I might get like a 5% discount on pay-per-views, which on Saturday, when they do on a Saturday, will be worth me buying. And then you've got like a backlog of other stuff that they've got. So it's like,
I just think with Joe as well, just for the sake of him, actually wrestling. It's like,
Yeah, but like if you're building from scratch a streaming service just for one entity, Ring of Honor, it isn't worth it.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you've got the back catalog. Yeah, you got this, you got that. But when WWE made the network, they had a massive back catalog, and you were getting every fucking.
I guess it's only worth it if you're like a diehard ROH fan and you're gonna go back.
Another thing with the WWE network is like they were also trying to make their own original shows. Like, was it like the House of Legends? They were like
and the documentaries and stuff as well.
I know the documentary shit. And, like, I don't think there's ever really necessarily been a bad AEW documentary. Not AEW, WWE.
WWE, yeah.
I used to watch them quite a lot. It's like,
John says he used to backyard wrestle with AR Fox. He's proud of him. That's pretty cool. That your friends made it to TV, but with AEW booking, you never know when you're gonna see your friend on. You can see 1 week and then it could go mum spy, and then he'll pop up again.
Oh, and they can't book for shit.
Let's just get this out of the way now. We got Jericho and Sammy versus Ricky Starks in action on Andretti. Who would have seen this coming? Like, it's almost like we called this for fucking months on end.
Yeah,
but,
you called it months. You called it ages ago. And we haven't done it straight away. So no, you're wrong.
You delayed it by a week. Well done, Chris.
You delayed it by about 3 weeks. Wow, fucking wow, well done, unbelievable. Like it wasn't coming, and Jericho's like, well, of course it was coming. Of course we were doing this, you idiots. Like, yeah, but no one wants to see it because it's so goddamn obvious and so piss poorly planned, and it's done for your ego, Chris. That's all it's ever done for.
It really is. Like, I don't understand how still people like if you like Jericho's work, fair enough, but it's just the same stuff all the time. It doesn't help anyone. It really doesn't. What's this going to do for Ricky and action as well? Like, what? What's up here?
I don't know. Sorry, I looked at something.
Oh yeah, John, that'd be cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, nice one. But yeah, this like, I'm just gonna say Jericho and Sammy win this just so they continue the fucking thing. Because if Ricky wins again, what is the point in carrying on? What's the point?
I don't know. Like, it feeds Jericho's ego.
That's all it's for.
Like, what is Jericho doing now for this company? Like, he's not going after a title. He's not doing much other than he's not even putting over guys, really.
No.
Because like,
and as soon as he found out ROH wasn't gonna be on TV, he's like, oh yeah, Claudio can have the belt. I'm gone.
but why wouldn't he do that? Like, I agree with him. Like, let's not beat around the bush. He is Chris Jericho. You know what I mean? Like, he's a big name. Like,
yeah,
he doesn't. He shouldn't.
These past 2 years have really, you know.
Yeah. But like, I think like it's a matter of like no one said no to him. Like, I think that was one of the major things that I think you can credit Vince for.
Yeah.
Is the ability to say no.
True.
No. You know what I mean? And I guess you know it's this unleashed like this pure creativity because like he reinvents himself more fucking times every week. He's reinventing himself. And it's like, okay, so what? You having like a 6-month period of doing the gimmick and then you're changing it up. And granted, you know you've kept this like sports entertainers going for I want to say 6-7 months coming on strong.
I don't know what time is anymore. Yeah, it's been a while though, hasn't it? Yeah, since it was the Moxley feud, wasn't it? Since then.
No.
Not the first feud. I mean the last year's one when it was Blackpool Combat Club and.
Yeah, well, it was more Daniel Bryan than it was Moxley. And...
Yeah, well, I mean it was that feud that started it,
really,
wasn't it?
That was that would have. I'm saying.
And that was a long feud.
Yeah, it's come up to 12 months, I would say then.
Probably.
So I guess it's come up to like him kind of like reinvent stuff again. So maybe we get Chris Jericho the rapper when he goes up against fucking Swerve Strickland.
Oh my god!
You know he loves his voice.
He does love his voice. Starts to come so far from when he started. I couldn't believe he burned MJF like he did. It was a good match, but our problem was that is they did it way too soon. It was obvious that Starks wasn't going to win, and also they should have done 2 separate matches, shouldn't they? One for the ring and then for the title, not both in the same match.
Yeah.
Because it was just but it was these. But the thing with this feud though, at the end, Starks isn't going to be any higher up than he already is. He went from that MJF feud straight into this, and it's like
Yeah, and it's so piss poor because like you got such a good talent in Starks. He's clearly one of your top carders. He's clearly one of those, and then you put him in the position of a mid carder to deal with. For MJF to have and you have to have that sort of breather between feud he's had, the feud he's gonna have for the crowd and everyone to build him up. And that's where you would put your mid carder or someone you're slowly trying to build up. Whereas Ricky Starks, you're not slowly building him up. He's built up. He's ready. And you're putting him in this position where he's not going to win the title, and he's not, you know what I mean? And I know what Tony's going to say. It's going to be, of course, we're going to do that later down the line. Like, he deserves the championship, but we've got these stories coming along. Like, yeah, but you then put him in this position for us to get our hopes up as fans. Oh, he should be the champ. Yeah. It's well worth it. But then you take that away from us, and it goes, well, how long are we going to wait for that? And am I going to be interested? Like, what are you going to produce? How is Rick Starks going to be used? How is he going to? How's he going to use what you give him?
He's going to be as over as he is now. Then, what, in a year or two from now?
Yeah,
You know
what I mean? And it's clearly Tony Khan. He says all to her about him, and it's so true. Is he doesn't want to change his plans?
No, he sticks to what he has, which sometimes can be good. Yeah, because you want to, don't want to change every story you're doing because then it's not going to make sense. But at the same time, especially when things come up like injuries and stuff, you have to change.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about this thing's happened, rewrite everything. I'm like, oh, this thing's happened. How can I how can I continue to do what I want? Like like the whole internet champion thing. That's an example where you didn't need to do that.
No, 3 times as well. Like once or twice, yeah, but you did it for the 3rd time, knowing no one likes it.
Like the first time you did it with Cody, it was so obvious that no one liked it. But then you have the argument, well, no one was really behind Cody anyway.
Like the second time with Moxley, it made sense in a way because of Punk being injured. Cody was only gone 2 weeks. That didn't make any sense. And then the 3rd time, it was like
when they did it with Thunder, I think
when
they were trying to do it with Thunder, like everyone hated it. Clearly, we were all hating it. It's like, well, why? Because it's just a big disrespect to Thunder Rosa at the end of the day.
So even she was saying, just drop it from me or whatever and stuff.
And you're trying to Sellers on fucking Boring Storm, Toni or whatever she calls. Miss Personality as like a champion. It's like, oh my god, shut up.
Also, so many wrestlers these days, not like it was in the 90s and 80s. They have some big name matches. They used it for pay per view. Yeah, exactly. It used to be that's what pay per views were, weren't they? You'd pay for the match. You'd build up to the pay per view, not just do it on TV randomly or whatever, or a cold match. It's like
you had to like. It's kind of like I always say, like the early 2000s was like one of the better times of wrestling. In terms of like seeing shit not on pay per view. You know what I mean? I remember back when Cena and Edge were feuding, like they swapped titles, every Raw or SmackDown, wouldn't they, in a month or two? Not necessarily
not on Raw, really. They would do it on the pay per views, but it's because it was pay per view every month on it, so it's like but still.
Actually, oh no, that's what I'm referring to. Every month they dropped, like every other month they dropped.
Every other month,
not on the house show, no. I mean, not on the live
still,
show.
That's the problem with AEW. And the glue eaters be like, oh no, it means we can get a match for free, and it's like, yeah, but if you're just gonna have this match just for the sake of it instead of building it up, it's like tonight if you just said it's Bryan Danielson versus Samoa Joe, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool, but couldn't you have made it a story and built it up and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like 50% of wrestling, I mean this type of wrestling, not like real wrestling. I mean, like 50% like this wrestling is telling a story, is having those promos, having those segments in between, and before and after the match where they talk to each other and they express their emotions in words.
Yeah, and they make us care or hate or whatever the emotion is.
There's only so much you can do in a match. You know what I mean? And it's very hard for any wrestler, I think, to make someone care about what's going on in a match. Like I always say about Samoa Joe, he's like down to a T. Wrestling to convey a story, especially like when someone's doing a top rope move and he walks away. That to me, like in terms of story, tells me you're not beating me with a high move. You're not beating me up in the air. I mean, I'm better than you in that sense. Whereas
it's like they always throw so much at us and expect us not to say anything. True, and also the history where it's like they just expect you to know everything or do your research, and it's like no, you're supposed to. They've got it ass backwards in AEW, they really do.
Yeah, and it boggles my mind even more because Tony's such a mark for the Attitude Era of WWE, and it's like I was probably 95, but I saw a lot of shit when I was growing up on it on VHS and all that, cousins and that. I do not remember just random code matches. I do not remember them telling you. The internet wasn't even a thing back then, so I definitely remember them not trying to tell you. Like, not just suddenly thinking, oh, then you should know the history between these two guys.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, tonight it's Rock versus Stone Cold. It's like, why? It's like, no, it's just tonight. It's just happening. It's gonna be a good match, innit?
It's gonna be a good match of all the history. What history? Google it. You want me to Google mid-match? Like, what about when you're live in the crowd and you don't know what's going on? You got like 6 guys popping off, and you're like, why are you popping off? I don't know this. And they're like, oh, Google it, mate. Google it, man. Take some glue while you're at it, man. Use some glue.
And I was going to say this, that Raw this week, it did like 2.6 million viewers, which a big increase over what it usually does. And of course, the glue is like, well, yeah, it's because of the legends. And it's like, yeah.
No shit.
Why are they legends, though? Because they've been built up and there's an emotion with the audience who remember shit. In AEW, you could just have all these great matches, but they're not going to be remembered in 2-3 weeks or anything like that.
It is honestly not like they promoted for about 2 to 3 weeks. Say, oh, Raw's 30th anniversary. This day, all these legends are coming in. More to come. Stay tuned to hear what's happening. Not like they did that at all, Jamie. Just suddenly out of nowhere.
The first like 30 minutes of it was the storyline with
Jamie,
Sammy.
imagine if they actually promoted it, and they probably get at least 4 million views if they actually promoted it. If you're thinking like a glue eater, that's the concept.
Yeah. I know.
And you go from 1 million to 2 million. And say, oh, it's because you had all these legends. Like, but how did people know? Like, the views haven't changed in so long. But like, all of a sudden, because they have the legends, like, how did that happen? You not look back and go, oh, they promoted it. They gave storylines. You know what I mean? They gave it.
The glue eaters were also complaining about that Sami Zayn segment, saying, "Oh, it's just 30 minutes of talking. Where's the action?" And it's like that's building up to the action. It's making you care about the characters. That's called storytelling.
Oh my god, like I love action movies, you know what I mean? Like 90s action movies, but a good portion at the beginning of a fucking 80s action movie. is talking and setting up, and then the rest of it's fucking action.
Yeah,
There's a reason why you don't.
As soon as it comes on, it's just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you do get those movies where it starts with like action, but then there's like a good period, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, where they're talking to set up what's about, like, why what's happened to happen, and what's gonna continue to happen. Like, like all substance, no fucking. I forget the saying.
I love Samoa Joe. WWE letting him go was so damn stupid. They gave their competition a great talent, a great locker room read. You could say that about a lot of talent over the past 2 years, but you can also say, what has AEW done with him? Bryan Danielson, Samoa Joe, like you said, go down the list. Keith Lee, Malachi
He's a
Black.
big motherfucker.
See the same AEW doing the same mistake as WCW, getting all sloppy seconds. I think the fans will expect it. Huge mistake. True. Or even TNA did the exact same thing.
Like in Samoa Joe's case, like the first time he was let go, like he didn't go anywhere because Triple H said let me sort out, and he managed to bring him back to NXT. So like if like Triple H had any more pull that he could use, he probably would have kept him there after that second time. And he's probably waiting for Samoa Joe to give him that belt. He's Triple H is not going to sleep on Samoa Joe.
Yeah, look at all the guys he's bringing back. He's bringing back everyone who was mistreated by Vince, pretty much. So you like you said, if Samoa Joe was not under contract right now, he would be under Triple H, no doubt.
You know what I mean? I'm betting Sasha Banks would have been back if she was, I think somewhat sensible in terms of like what she wanted as a contract.
Well, the reports were saying that WWE think they're still going to get her back. She's just going to do the New Japan thing for a bit and then go back.
Well, maybe she
hasn't signed with AEW, why she? So
maybe she will. Maybe she wants to sort of like the idea is, if I actually build they don't think of me as that level of talent, then I need to prove them wrong by actually becoming that talent over in New Japan. Because she doesn't want to sign with AEW because, well, why would I sign with AEW? I'll get used for 2 weeks and then I'll be put in this fucking booking black hole.
Exactly.
This booking thing ain't easy.
Let's just move through these matches real quick. Scott talked about last week as well. We got Jungle Boy and Hook versus Ethan Page and Matt Hardy. Who gives a fuck? The Jungle Boy and Hook are winning. Moving on.
Can you explain to me? Okay, how Ethan Page somehow gets Matt Hardy's contract?
My question is, what's Matt Hardy's fascination with contracts? Because it seems like nearly every single feud he has, it's revolving around a contract. It's like, what?
And before anyone says Wardlow, MJF, it was clear from the beginning that he worked for MJF.
Yeah.
That he was getting matches and paid by MJF. That deals were being made. Like MJF was his manager and was booking his matches. He didn't actually have a contract with AEW. That was something that was constantly stated throughout his entire allegiance partnership. Working for MJF, okay, where all of a sudden Ethan Page suddenly has fucking Matt Hardy's contract, and I can't even remember how it happened. I'm assuming he bet it on something, and I'm like, that's not how that works. Your contract is between you and your employer.
No, my question is, why do you care so much? Because I don't give a fuck. I really don't.
I care because it's like it makes no fucking sense.
But that's Matt Hardy's AEW run if you think about it.
And they're shoving this shit down people's throats, and they are shoving it down their throats. I can't see why anyone wants to watch this, right? Like, I feel sorry you watch this show live because how are you gonna skip that match? That's your designated piss break.
Like, you gotta remember what the Glueaters say, but even Page's YouTube channel is so fun.
Then watch that, mate. Watch that. Give him the views. He can make more money off that than he probably could off wrestling. He'd be a lot happier for it, I bet you. He won't be shouting as much.
Yeah, he won't be shouting all the time. John says, I believe NXT is failing. It should go back to what it did. Why change when the fans love the style, but Vince did what he did to ruin a good thing. Yeah, NXT is not on the level it used to be. Like, they used to do, like, takeover shows where they'd, like, 13,000 people inside the arena and shit. They can't do that with NXT 2.0. So, I don't know.
Well, I guess that's a matter of because, like, Triple H has got
too much to it. Yeah.
Got easy this fucking thing. And I'm assuming, like, because he was leaving out mostly with Shawn, but I'm assuming, like, he's probably got Shawn helping him out do a lot more, maybe SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah, so NXT is probably ran by. I'm sure Sean's still mostly involved, but yeah, you're right. It's probably been relegated down more. And
But you see, the booking thing isn't easy, but it's a lot easier when you've got more than one person helping you.
True.
No,
And also, Triple H has got to book more. He's got 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown. Like, that's more than just what.
I haven't got to try to remember some woman's name, Megan.
Next match, we got Mark Briscoe allowed to wrestle on AEW, like we said before, versus Jay Lethal. There's history between him and ROH. And we won't talk too much about this because we said it before, but it should have been done sooner. It shouldn't have taken all this tragic stuff to happen just to get the Briscoe, one of them, on TV. It's
I'm not gonna sit here and say like I'm the biggest fucking Briscoe fan. You know what I mean? Like I only just got into him through that Dog Collar match. I was looking forward to seeing more.
Yeah, same, man. Yeah.
So it is a tragedy, and I do feel like I've lost. Not that I do feel like I've lost the opportunity to become a fan of probably a really good wrestler, as a tag team as well. I'm guessing as well. But like, there's no real personal stakes in this except like it's just stupid that you're clearly showing and saying that you care, but then you're not really doing anything about it, and it seems so hollow, so empty in a sense. Like maybe like they wanted to do this, but they couldn't get Mark in straight away. Like he was busy dealing with family stuff, so they kept it till this time. Or it's like maybe they did pressure the whatever producer on TBS or whatever to be like, look, we're doing this without you. I'm fighting you on this one because it's the right thing to do. He's apologized. He's done all this. Like, there's only so much you do. You can't really hold a grudge. That's not fair. But then it's like, well, why didn't you do that sooner?
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. If they would have done that a year ago, we would have seen FTR versus Briscoes. They had 2 matches on the Indies, didn't they? Or they had one on ROH as well. We would have seen it on TV. They would have been feuding with other people as well. And it's like, we would have been bigger fans of them.
You would have had an even stronger tag team division.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could have then justified, because the trios belts make no sense. I hate that concept. That should have been another tag team belt. Trios. Because you've got a lot of tag team. It is a very heavy tag team division by design by some MVPs. So it's kind of like, why wouldn't you have in turn another division of tag teams for maybe just the Rampage tag? But I personally, in my mind, think a lot of the issues for them Briscoes, I think it comes from the Young Bucks, because it's like, well, here's an up and coming, tag team talent that we can't compete with. We don't want them there.
I really think that's the possibility. I really do. Because like we said last week, how does one TBS executive or whatever know about all these tweets and yet they let all these other people on TV and shit? And it's like, it don't make sense.
Like, as far as I'm aware, when it comes to like TV producers, like they rotate every 7-6 years. Like, they
even less than that, innit? It's like every 3 or 4 years.
They don't stay in that same either position in the company or in the company in that same position. They move along or whatever. Things happen, things get restructured. TV is a very sort of like fluid place. So it does become like, then how, like, because we're not talking about something that he did 4 or 5 years ago. We're talking about something he did 10 years ago?
Over 10, 11 years now, I think.
11 years. So it does become mind-boggling. And my thought goes to, like, immediately, like, maybe the Young Bucks. And, it's like that scene in The Simpsons where Marge goes, Bart, and Bart goes, what? I'm not doing anything. It's like force of habit. But I'm like, it's not that. I do think it is. I do think it is them. Because you can, it's literally like that scene in Harry Potter where, how come when shit hits the fan in AEW, we find you 3 involved, and by you 3, Young Bucks. And that's
to the glue eaters, they can't do no wrong. No matter how many of these stories come out, it's always, no, the Young Bucks are innocent. No, it's not.
No, it's not from Dave. It's not a reputable source.
Welcome to the stream, Georgia. How are you? And then we got in the main event, Darby Allin defends the TNT Championship against Buddy Matthews. Open challenge, so anyone can challenge.
Which I like about, like, that's a staple of, like, the face holding the TNT title is always an open challenge. But
that's what I'm just saying. That's why there's no story, because it's an open challenge in it. So it's just
Yeah, because I hope this doesn't lead into like another feud between him and Brody King.
No, I hope it doesn't.
I don't know what happened. I can't remember that feud. What happened with that? It wasn't the greatest.
No,
It wasn't
I just
the
remember
worst.
attacking him in, what was it, the shopping mall or something or whatever.
Which Darby was fucking lovely. Like, yeah, put me on the fucking table. Do it for everyone. It's sick. So I'm assuming this is going to be a squash match.
I don't think
A squash match.
Like 10. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Minutes, but like, it definitely Darby's winning.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to lead any up 20 feet between him and House of Black. Maybe someone comes out from someone else to.
I've got it. I know what happens. Because Ortiz and Eddie Kingston are feuding with House of Black, aren't they? So House of Black are going to get involved in this. Darby's still going to win, but Eddie Kingston, Ortiz, and Darby against House of Black.
You know what? In terms of like a 3-man tag match, Darby, Eddie, and Ortiz, that doesn't sound like a bad mix. Like that sounds like
it doesn't, but as well, it's like
sounds
Darby's
very
the TNT
weird.
champion, so why does he need to be,
Yeah, like you say, it's open challenge. They've not really got a story, but from why he beat Joe.
Just because Joe's now permanently in ROH, and that's why we've not seen him since. I guess we're not going to see Wardlow either with his new haircut, whatever that looks like. We've not seen him since he got his haircut.
No. And I think he's sticking to kayfabe because I don't think anyone's posted any pictures of him.
No, I don't think so. But
he must be going out wearing a hat and sunglasses and no one can see who it is.
But yeah, let's quickly talk about last week's show because we've been going for now. I gotta know. So it started with. Oh no, last week was Orange versus Jay Lethal. That's already started.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jericho. I guess that was the week before.
Oh right. Yeah.
But yeah, this is basically just the comedy match on it, really. If you watched it,
because we're gonna have a segment where we talk about our Jericho, our CM Punk conspiracy moments.
Oh, because of the Danhausen thing.
Yeah. Because I get it because I think back then this channel wasn't as big when he left WWE, and I don't think he tweeted that much after he left. But I don't think it's him hitting towards him coming back to WWE. I think it's just him like, going back and forth with his friend Danhausen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like I said last week, he had a photo with Brody King as well. So
yeah, it was that thing. Like I think a lot of times we're reading into stuff, and then sometimes we're really reading into stuff. But like this one, I was reading into like, yes, if he shows up with this fire again, I'm gonna absolutely pop off. I love Kill Switch Engage. Like, don't get me wrong, Colt that is great, but to have him come out with that pay-per-view,
especially if he's like a heel, because the glue eaters are gonna boo Punk when he comes back.
Yeah, but like you said, those lyrics suit the story that he could tell.
Yeah, they do. And people keep going on about Kansas, what Carry On My Wayward Son or whatever, suits the Young Bucks. I'm like, what?
No, it suits Sam and Dean from Supernatural.
Yeah, you know where they got it from.
That is not Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, okay?
No. They're not fighting the forces of evil.
No, they're not hunting things, killing things. Well, they are killing the business.
Yeah, they're killing the restless business. Yeah, and the super kicks.
They're doing the family business. Was it?
Did you watch all of this show or just skip through it?
I skipped through it, I think.
Did you notice the audio issues? Because our fight had like really bad for like 20 minutes straight. They had like skipping the audio non-stop.
Yeah, I did notice at some point. So I'm like, what's going on there? And then like I went like you have to skip back a bit, and then the audio sort of fixed itself. I thought it was like all the file I downloaded.
No, it was just fight only. The TBS version was fine, but people were complaining.
Well, they were always having fucking mic issues.
Oh, and here's the shocker. Top Flight beat the Young Bucks, and, it was a lot of flips, and they won.
I was shocked by that, actually. I didn't think they would win.
Yeah, but really, like I said, we're going to remember this in 2 weeks. Like, I wouldn't remember it if I didn't take the note.
Jamie, it's been a week, and I didn't remember it.
Exactly, so what did they really do for him, really? You know what I mean?
I'll be honest, I didn't even know they had a match. I was in a world where the Young Bucks didn't have a match. I was quite happy.
Dylan, you missed all the flips, though.
I skipped through it because I thought, well, let's see what
super kicks.
Let's see what Dante does, because Dante's really good, and maybe his brother might pop. Maybe I might get a pop of his brother. And I was like, Flip City,
Yeah.
Once
you've seen one, you've seen them all, really.
Once you've seen a Young Bucks match, a Young Bucks match, you know what you're getting, because they don't do it for me.
No.
Like, even if I no, they don't do it for me. Like, if I was a Young Bucks fan, I could probably see when they do something different.
If I was 12 years old, they might do it for me because, you know, the flips. And you're like, oh, these guys can flip.
But
Yay.
yeah, it was like, look at Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy back in the day, man. They were the guys. You know, they were doing like the cool
but
shit.
they weren't just flips, though, especially
You know,
Jeff. Like, Jeff was a daredevil.
Yeah, well, I forget the other guy's name, but Paul London and Thingy back in the day.
Brian Kendrick. Yeah.
Brian Kendrick back in the day, no, they were a tag team. They were like the first tag team I really got behind those two.
True, and they weren't trying to be, you know, tag teams from the 80s and shit.
Yeah, they were their own thing, and they were completely. They looked like two single guys who just suddenly got together because they didn't have matching outfits. It's like they had sort of matching outfits with like different colors, if I remember correctly. They never like wore a uniform. You know what I mean? Like the Young Bucks kind of do.
Hmm.
Like a lot of tag teams seem to do.
Moving on, because I don't want to talk more about him.
Yeah.
I just hate talking about him. Let's just move on.
Moving on.
We had the Gun Club segment, didn't they? They said they made the Acclaim popular, and then Billy came out basically announced next week Family Therapy.
Yeah, I did like when I forget the younger brother, is it Austin?
Austin, yeah.
He tweeted out, "Oh, the last time I went to therapy was because my dad was touring every 360 days." Like, oh yeah, these guys have got kayfabe to a fucking T on Twitter. They must be taking notes off MJF.
And then we had that awkward backstage thing with Hangman and Renee, where it's like, you know.
Yeah, it's can you just tell? Oh, never mind. It's silly. And he's like, Renee, you're meant to say no.
He's like, I'm going to mend fences with people and all this shit. And people online are like, oh, he means CM Punk. It's like, no, he means the Young Bucks, obviously. Fuck it.
Who said CM Punk?
I know, that's what I mean. But it's like, it's this stupid emotional shit to do with you. Hadn't you already done this twice? Where it's like, oh, you know, last year, wasn't it? When it was the trios before they started.
Before that,
maybe you guys should team with someone else and all this shit.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, who's he made defenses with? It's not like he's broke up with the Dark Order again. Lad, I still hold hope out for Silver and Reynolds and Hangman to form a team. I still hold out because I think that will honestly be his saving grace.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going that way.
But you know what I mean? Like that will be like that. Like once he's done with those.
This is what we've been theorizing for ages. What if he joins the Elite again and then it's the Elite versus Jericho's group? Maybe that's what they're building up to.
Well, you know, it fucking cuts out Cutler and Nakazawa in terms of like who's going to be in the ring with him.
Yeah, they'll still.
Well, I mean, in the ring,
yeah,
not
in the ring, yeah.
Because then there's still what 2 guys short, really.
Oh, you know what? This would be fantasy booking, but Hangman joins him again, and Kenny leaves with Don Callis, and he just goes with Don Callis and does his own thing away from the Elite. But I don't think that's going to happen.
No, let's have the Young Bucks leave the planet.
That'd be great. Yeah, I'll just leave the company, but that ain't going to
Tesla
happen.
need people in Mars. Do you remember that video I sent you about that wrestling angle about wrestlers being stuck on Mars?
Oh my god!
I think this is the perfect time because the Young Bucks they'll want to do this, won't they? They'll be like, oh yeah, we'll have the first wrestling match, the first super kicking out of space and zero gravity.
Oh, no gravity, yeah.
The flips we could do in no gravity. We could constantly flip. Yeah, like Elon Musk, because he's got money to burn apparently. Get them on a rocket ship with a few other guys and people we don't like. Send them off. Mars promotion, AEW in space, and we don't even.
That's live from space.
We don't even have to deal with it, Jamie.
That would be the world, but I don't think we're gonna experience that, unfortunately. We had Ricky Starks beat JK. God, I don't care. Let's just move on. I really don't.
I like this hat.
That's it. That you talk about shit creative. We the people. Your fucking gimmick is I like this hat. But come
At least
on now.
We the People was sort of.
You could chant along with it. At least.
It was sort of racist, clearly, but it was like clearly a heel thing because you were clearly wrong, and that was the joke. That was like the joke. The crowd were in like, oh, this is stupid. Whereas this is like, all right, this is stupid. It gets a chuckle out of me every now and again, but it's stupid.
It's a one-time joke. That's it. It's just so. Oh my god. Bryan beat Bandido. The crowd were booing Bryan. So again, the same 2 weeks in a row now. First it was with Kushida, and now it's with Bandido. Why are you booking these matches? He should be facing like Brian Cage tonight, not fucking fan favorites, because they're just gonna boo him. But the whole story is he's supposed to be fighting MJF.
Who is cheering for Bandido?
These glue eaters. It's fucking
Who
stupid.
is he? Who
I
is
don't know.
he?
He's a masked wrestler who had a match with Jericho. That's all I know about him. But you know,
And suddenly he got signed, and then here he is.
There he is. And now
Jobbing,
he's gone
jobbing
again.
to Bryan.
Now he's gone.
I was shocked that Bryan didn't lose because this guy was a jobber and he wants to put everyone over.
That Saraya thing, didn't we? Backstage with Shida, when she's saying Shida was stupid last week, and then the this and the AEW originals and all that shit.
And you're like, Shida, you are the AEW original. And let's not pretend that shouldn't have been a mistake. You should be like, you should have been like, yeah, okay, I'm with Britt Breakdown, Jamie Hayter, we're gonna fuck you up. No.
Toni Storm beat Willow, and Saraya attacked Willow after the match. Yep, and then the main event, Darby beat Kushida, and then that was pretty much it.
Wait. Oh yeah.
The Back to the Future guy.
Gotta come back. But didn't he come out with? Who did he come out with? Was it the Best Friends?
I just skipped it. I don't know.
I saw the end. I skipped the match because I thought this is gonna be a pointless fucking thing to watch.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Willow, she's lashed back at the criticism, from that hardcore match they had.
Yeah. Well, she absolutely botched it because she doesn't know what she's doing.
Well, she didn't even mention the table spot. Apparently, she's saying for the criticism online of women bleed every month, so, And it's like, the problem wasn't that the women were bleeding. First of all, Ruby was fucking gushing blood. She went really too deep. And second of all, you missed the fucking table. That's nothing to do with blood. You powerbombed someone off the fucking stage through a table and completely missed it. But these people can't take criticism, man. They really can't. The blood has nothing to do with that. It's a table spot.
Did they not sell very successfully, I believe, a shirt of Britt Breaker covered in her own blood for her lights out match or whatever against
Thunder
Rosa. How can you say that about the fans? Oh, it's about no one mentioned that. I think we would have said it when we were watching. Well, I think when we spoke about it about she cut too deep.
Yeah,
that wasn't us saying.
To be fair to her, though, there is some fans online. I think even Jim Cornette says it, where the women shouldn't bleed altogether. I disagree with that. I think women
totally disagree with it.
I disagree. But AEW do use blood way too much. That's male and female. That's just all around.
That's just a general rule.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, all I'm saying is, Ruby cut in too deep. Because let's be honest.
She was the only one bleeding as well.
She was the only one bleeding for some reason. No one else wanted to bleed, and I know why. Because you couldn't trust the other three to do it properly.
True.
I'm not saying let's say you couldn't trust Andy or Ty Conti. It's probably the fact that they don't want to do it, so they don't do it.
If they don't teach Jade how to swing a chair, no one's teaching how to blade.
Wait, no one's teaching how to do a table spot. Can you please?
Oh, that as well. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, what the fuck?
I can't.
Take that just, oh my god, that just really, I'm like, Willow, why would you say that? Like what?
I get that you said, a few people, a small minority are shouting out, oh, women shouldn't bleed, and she responded to that directly. Yeah,
which is fair. Women should be allowed to bleed. I agree with that.
That's such a small thing. When you clearly know, because the AEW fans absolutely love it when people bleed every week.
Yeah, they love it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
but the main criticism was the table spot. When you powerbomb Anna Jay and completely missed the table, that's got nothing to do with bleeding.
Mate, I made criticism. It's like, why are you in this match? Why are you doing all this shit?
Yeah, that match was set up to put her over. She'd had all
the
spots.
It's not worked.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Willow, not a fan. You're not doing it for me. Back to the drawing board. I don't know. I don't think you're ever going to do it for me because To be fair, there are better wrestlers out there on the roster, realistically.
Georgia, she might have been rushed, but I think the main point is she was inexperienced. Like, they're not teaching anyone backstage how to swing chairs or anything. So, like, I doubt they're teaching them how to do table spots and blading and all that shit as well.
Like, if I was in, if I'm working there now and I saw that, then I saw that table spot last week with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, I'd be telling them to fucking study that for it.
Yeah, true. How smooth
So I'd be
it
like,
was.
look how smooth that was. Look how and I'd be telling them it's a 2-man operation doing a table spot. It's you who's putting them for the table and you who's going for the table. You both have to be in sync. You both have to trust each other.
What would have happened if Anna Jay actually got injured on that spot? Then what?
Anna Jay would have
She easily could have because she didn't have anything to break a fall. She went straight back first into the fucking...
I'm guessing Anna Jay would have been injured. Might have been fatal. Might not have been. Might have been a month or two. Well, might have been 6 or 7 months out. Maybe more. I doubt Toni would have done anything to Willow because technically isn't really her fault if no one's taught her how to do the spot. Okay, because you can do 10, 15 years on the indies, but if you've done 10, 15 years on the indies without actually being trained, and your training is doing the indies, then you are not a good wrestler.
Georgia, she said that line about women bleeding every month because people were criticizing online saying that women shouldn't be allowed to bleed in wrestling, which we disagree with. They should be allowed. So she has a point in responding to that, but the main point of the match was the table spot. She didn't mention anything about that.
My main point is, like, the people who are complaining about that are such a small minority of the issue.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like, me and you don't have an issue with the blade, and we have an issue with, like, how much it's being used.
Yeah, they use it too much, that's my issue. But like, fucking Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker, I love that match. I got the figure. I want to get the Thunder Rosa figure as well.
Yeah,
like,
same.
That was a great match. I'm fine with him bleeding when, you know, it actually has a reason. Same with the men. I don't want Moxley bleeding every fucking week, but he's still
It's not healthy.
No, it's not healthy, no.
Losing all that blood.
Huh?
I mean, I think, like, you know, because you cut too deep, like Ruby did, it becomes a matter of, like, well, that's just not healthy. And it becomes a little unsanitary, you know what I mean? It was like,
nobody said anything to him pointing out our mistakes. No, that's the problem with the AEW backstage. Like, it's a mess, really. It seems like it. Wrestlers don't take advice. They don't ask advice from veterans. They don't get
I want to know
what's
Jericho going to do about this, because isn't, like, Anna Jay's in his group.
Yeah.
You'd think he would go, that was an absolute fucking shit show what you did, Willow. Like,
yeah, someone should have pulled her up backstage after it and be like, listen, that's dangerous. Like,
I am shocked, absolutely shocked that Jericho isn't, like, Jericho's ego hasn't got him to be like, right, do I actually have to start running, you know, classes with you lot to, like, learn how to do spots?
Why don't they do that, though? Why don't they? Like,
I don't know. Like what? Like, did they not have the time? Like, they do one show a week. Are you
don't you
telling
think
me
if the match is that good, they shouldn't need to bleed the way they do? Yeah, exactly. Like, bleeding should only be there for, like, a personal, like, blood feud. It shouldn't be every fucking match. It shouldn't be just for the sake of blood. It's no point.
Yeah, there's a time and place for us to, like,
MJF and Punk, for example, that the dog collar match that deserved the blood.
Yeah, the lights out match. God, I was trying to think. I don't think he, like, someone like Darby, I don't think's bladed at all.
No, near the time he's just been hard way in it with Darby because, you know, that's obvious because of the shit he does sometimes. But
yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's never bled because it's been a part of the
intentional.
story.
Yeah, it's not been intentional.
And he's never just done it because he's done it. Like, it's really rare to see him bleed.
Like, the other month, Jericho bladed his chest against, was it Suzuki? I don't remember who it was, but he bladed his chest. It's like, why are you blading your chest just to sell the chop? It's like, what's the point?
Like, oh, you shouldn't be doing chops at your age, mate.
If the storyline of match has the audience in a whole, then the blood should not be needed. Yeah, true. The blood's it should be a rare thing. It shouldn't be every match, every week, or anything like that.
Yeah, like, the blood should be used when it's needed.
And speaking of blood, apparently the reason why there's no news on the AEW game because they're struggling to get, the T rating in America, which is 12 or 15 over here or something like that.
I don't think that's the reason why they're struggling.
No, it makes sense because you see those screenshots the other month, but the match is covered in blood. Like, there's so much blood inside. Like, that
Jamie,
makes sense.
there was a lot more wrong with that game than the fucking blood on the mat.
Yeah, but I'm talking in terms of ratings, like, you know,
There's
when
a
they're
rating.
rating the game.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay, but why do you want to make it a teen?
It sells more, innit?
I guess, but like, the teens aren't buying it. What teenagers have money to buy?
True. Your audience is like fucking 18 to 34, innit? Really?
They go on about the demographic audience that they keep, hitting.
Yeah.
You know, which is like the 18 plus in a sense. You know, the guys who can actually, the guys who would actually buy the, 18 plus
income,
game.
disposable income, or
You know what I
whatever.
mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the game's age rating will match your demographic, but you want to go younger because it sells more, which I don't think it will. Like, most parents, I don't think, unless like they're concerned, I think most parents.
And plus, these days, digital, you don't really need ID, do you? Just, you can buy it on the console. You don't need to go to the shop and actually buy the fucking game anymore, either.
Yeah, most times people like buy the physical game online and get it delivered.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, mum.
But I think the main bit, because they just announced 2K23 and that's coming out in March, so they're not going to do anything until after
for that, Jamie?
John Cena.
Should have put money on that, shouldn't I?
I don't think you'd take bets on that.
I don't know. They should have done.
But speaking of bets, fucking Stone Cold's the third favourite to win on the betting websites for Royal Rumble. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Who is taking these bets? Like, who?
2023. Imagine we see Stone Cold winning a Royal Rumble.
Oh
like,
my!
What the fuck?
I know. We said he's got his knees fixed, but like, he's not ready. He does
look. Have you seen his Instagram? He's in shape, man. He's working out for something. So
yeah. But like, if anything, I want to see him go against The Rock one more time.
That's if The Rock. Apparently, well, Uncle Dave saying that The Rock's not available for WrestleMania. But at the same time, it's like, why the fuck were they going to tell you? It's, oh yeah, we got The Rock. Go and report it, Dave. Go on. tell your fans that The Rock's going to be there.
Yeah. My name's Nick. He's Matt. Tell everyone.
Yeah, that is true, George. And most of AEW's audience is the ex-WWE fans and stuff. No, the audience will buy the game, but they only have a hardcore, let's say 1 million in America. They have 1 million fans who will watch the show every week, and that's being generous because sometimes it's 800,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
But still, they have a hardcore small set of base, but that's it. They don't expand their audience. They don't have casual viewers really, do they? It's just either you're into AEW or you're not. You don't casually watch it really.
Yeah, and they haven't got much of a media presence like WWE used to have. I don't know if they still do. Like back in the day when have we seen clips of was it Seth and Dean when they were on that talk show?
Oh yeah. Well, no, I think AEW have it, but it's like local. It's not like any big like.
Yeah, no, but I think that's what WWE would do. But like that, oh god, I need to find that clip because was it Dean who was flirting with that one reporter for like about a solid 10 minutes.
Yeah, and they film at like 7 o'clock in the morning, don't they?
Yeah, well, where's the other guy? He's like, oh, he can't make. He's the tribal chief, man. He got some cheap business to do.
Let's see if there's any breaking things for tonight we can talk about.
Yeah, let's check the old networks.
What the fuck? Hulk Hogan tweeted and deleted. You all know what the tweet was?
God.
I ran out of toilet paper, brother. Help. He made a first tweet writing help, and then he wrote another one. Oh my god! What the fuck?
My god, that is fucking class. Don't work yourself into a shoot now, brother. I do worry about Hulk Hogan because I don't know what he's up
to. No, I don't think there's anything else to talk about.
Oh, Willow's birthday.
Whose?
Willow.
Willow, the woman wrestler.
Yeah, the Botchamania one.
See, when you see, my mind always goes to Jeff Hardy still, even though he's not had that gimmick for ages, but Willow.
Brother Willow, where are you?
Yeah, tonight's match card, like, this is not the same company. Like we always say, why were they better in the pandemic than they are now? It don't make any sense, man.
Oh, we really didn't talk much about the fucking. Oh, that was on Rampage, wasn't it? The Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal.
No, that was the start of Dynamite.
Was it? Oh, we didn't even
Yeah.
talk about that properly because like there was a section with like the.
It was all comedy. I said at the start.
Yeah, no,
but
I did like it. I did like it. I'm
I
sorry.
know you would like it. Of course you would.
Yeah, but like they had the comic relief of the show. You know what I mean? They're the ones that give you the chuckle. Like I don't know what you expect.
No, I was expecting that, yeah, but it's like I knew what to expect going into it as well.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
did you expect like the funny bits they would do? Because I thought it was pretty funny when like I didn't like when like Jay Lethal's lot come in and they said like, oh my god, they're doing this. And then like you see Danhausen show up and like what the fuck, and he's get him, and then like you see the best friends going up, the holding beer. And I was like giggling, like that's pretty funny actually. You know what I mean? Like I gotta give it. Like I think that they've got a lot to try and beat in terms of like competition, in terms of the comedy gimmick, or like making me laugh because like fucking Sammy and like in the bloodline, like Sammy and like the bloodline in general, like you have a heart.
the best story in wrestling, without a
doubt. I
it really
fucking
is.
not wait to talk about that on Saturday.
Yeah, true. But that's the problem with AEW. I'm not connecting with anything in it right now. It just feels like, it's just there. Whereas WWE, you got Bloodline, you got Cody coming back. I'm invested in Bray Wyatt, I know you aren't, but you got Bayley as well. Like, there's so much shit going on in WWE. It's interesting, and obviously it's the road to WrestleMania. I get that, but still, like, AEW should be on the road to Revolution, but I don't feel like that.
I don't know, like that. They're two different companies, and I think they have two different approaches to wrestling. Like AEW doesn't have that road to WrestleMania, that road to a big pay-per-view, because their big pay-per-view in my eyes is Double or Nothing.
True.
That's their WrestleMania moment. That's like all the chips are on the line, everything's going into the pot. It's win or lose. Stay or go home kind of situation. And I do kind of think that we compare apples to oranges. Well, not apples to pears really with these two companies too much. Like they're both fruits, but they're both different types of fruits. But when one's so much better than the other in comparison, it does become apples to oranges then.
Yeah, but then I see people saying like, well, WWE sports entertainment, AEW is just pure wrestling, but it's like, it's not pure wrestling though, is it? Because pure wrestling would be like, competition, like, amateur wrestling,
yeah.
So it's still sports entertainment. It always has been sport. Even in the 80s and the 90s, it was still sports entertainment.
Yeah, because like we say it's wrestling, but it's a show.
It's a show. It's a weekly show, isn't it?
It's a soap opera. It's a sitcom. It's a musical sometimes.
Really. It's
everything, you know what I mean? It's a horror show at times.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean that in both senses of the word.
Both sense, the booking and the actual, yeah.
Yeah, well, the booking thing ain't easy. That should be a t-shirt now. AEW, man, if WWE, AEW, they'd have that as a t-shirt, you know what I mean?
True.
I mean, that's one of the things I kind of like about AEW is like their t-shirts are kind of really good at times.
At times, but they do make, well, they did used to make quite too many. I don't know if
I don't think they're doing it as much. They're not turning every catchphrase into a t-shirt, but I do think they have some good ones. Yeah, that's all I got to say in the matter. Like, I'm really just looking forward to Saturday.
Same man. It's going to be a good show.
I'm looking forward to fucking WrestleMania.
Yeah, Elimination Chamber as well. If you have Sami Zayn in it, I mean,
yeah. But I mean, like, for me personally, it's been a fucking good.
Since you were hyped?
It's not hyped for WrestleMania.
The last one I remember was that. Was it 35? The one we watched live together, didn't we?
Yeah.
But it was a long show, but I was still hyped for it, and that was 2018 or not 2019 or something like that, I think.
Yeah, I think last year I was sort of hyped for WrestleMania because of Cody.
Yeah, but you was at Comic-Con, weren't you? You weren't even watching it.
Yeah, I couldn't even watch it. I had to deal with fucking Josh. Oh my god. That was a night. I'll talk about that with you in another day.
But yeah, overall tonight's show, I'm hoping it's decent, but we need some story going here, man. We need a reason to care about these matches. You can't just keep throwing matches together and just, it's a good match.
At least Mox is away for a while. Like, I'm fucking happy.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, but who knows what's happening with his Hangman thing, He might be coming back.
Why? Look like I fucking care. If I don't see Alex and Silver by his side, they're forming a trio. I don't fucking give a fuck. I clearly do not care about Hangman on his own anymore until he actually starts making me care. The only way for him to make me care, the only way for him to become relevant in the space anymore is if he has John Silver and Alex Reynolds by his side. Because
they not just him moping about by himself, because that's just, we've been there, done that.
And it's a shame because I was really, really liking him.
The chase was better. The chase was so much better.
I want to like Hangman again. I miss liking him. I miss thinking he was a good wrestler. I miss him. You know what I mean? I miss him.
Yeah.
No homo.
It's not even just the CM Punk situation. It's just the character's still right now. Like, there's just nothing there, is there? It's just him moping about. Like, what is it?
It's just him like, oh, I'm not a kid. Don't call me a kid. I'm not.
The men's not working.
You know what I mean? I got all men's for fences with who? CM Punk. No, the Young Bucks. My friends. My friends,
yeah. But I guess we'll end it there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new. Check out the social links down below. We'll be live again on Saturday for all Rumble predictions. Until then, peace out.